Hey everyone, my name is Dani Coble and I will be doing debate number 3, side A, which is advocating that the UN is an effective tool of human rights development. My group has decided to kind of take an approach and we'll be discussing the different areas within the UN that has kind of shown that this is targeted. Mine will specifically kind of look at the role of children and child morality cases. So, the United Nations is an effective tool that protects human rights across the world. The United Nations offers humanitarian assistance to people in countries around the world that need it. One of the crucial humanitarian rights that the United Nations plays a role in is with protecting children. The United Nations has partnered with international nonprofits, organizations from around the world, that help children in areas of conflict and areas of poverty. In 1959, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Declarations of the Right of the Child, which defines children's rights to protection, education, health care, shelter, and good nutrition. A major concern of the UN is the child morality rate. As stated on their site, the United Nations Interagency Group for Child Morality Estimation was formed in 2004 to share data on child morality, estimates within the UN system, improve different methods for child morality estimation report on progress towards child survival goals, and enhance country capacity to produce timely and properly assessed estimates of child morality. IGME for short is led by UNICEF and includes the World Health Organization, the World Bank Group, and the United Nations Population Division of the Department of Economic and Social Affairs. In September of 2018, the UN IGME released its estimates on child morality, and they found that the world has been making considerable progress in reducing the rate since 1990. They found that the under 5 morality rate has declined by 58% in 1990, and the number of under 5 deaths dropped from 12.6 million in 1990 to 5.4 million in 2017. The morality rate among children ages 5 to 14 declined by 52% from 1.7 million to 0.9 million. However, the UN wants to see all child morality cases at 0, and to do that, they have created a new projected goal to grow from their previous 15-year plan. That previous 15-year plan is known as the Millennium Developmental Goals, which was a blueprint that was agreed to by all the world's countries and the world's leading developmental institutions that targeted 8 specific problems. One of those problems being child morality. That ended in 2015, and the UN has since developed a new agenda. This agenda will end in 2030 and is known as the Sustainable Development Goals. In 2017, 118 countries have already had an under 5 morality rate below the SDG target of a morality rate as low as 25 deaths per 1,000 live births. These numbers, while they are still high, have lowered over the years due to the efforts of the UN and organizations partnered with it, like UNICEF. It became a permanent part of the UN in 1943, and it's an organization dedicated to protecting the lives of children by advocating for their basic human rights and providing relief aid to those in developing nations or nations overrun by conflict. Programs like these will offer natural resources like clean water, food. It will also offer things like medication, education, and other programs which are needed to ensure that a child lives well past their first 18 years of life. In many cases of infant deaths in these developing nations, treatable or preventable diseases like complications during birth, pneumonia, diarrhea, and malaria were just one of the main causes of death. UNICEF is guided by the UN's Convention of the Rights of the Child, which is considered to be the most rapidly and widely ratified international human rights treaty in history. The convention was ratified in 1989 and changed the way children were previously viewed. They were once viewed as charity and case projects, but now, thanks to that, they are viewed as human beings with direct rights. Therefore, the UN has committed itself to protecting the rights of children beginning at birth, and therefore it has committed itself to protecting human rights from across the globe.